Time now for the story of the day. In celebration of Heritage Day, which is tomorrow, there is so much to celebrate, from the food, culture, songs, language, that we have decided to talk about the clothing side of our heritage. South Africans usually show their pride in what we wear, and we joined in studio by Leaflet Ngobe, founder of Hlamvu, Afrocentric Fashions. Leaflet, thanks so much for joining us. So you Leaflet and your Hlamvu also means leaflet or leaf.
Or leaf, yes.
Okay, but why did you decide to model your company around your identity?
African print, African women, we really would love to be African every day instead of just waiting for the Heritage Day to celebrate our own cultures and everything. Let's just be women daily and wear our pride every day. So that's what is motivating me to do a range like this that present us with something that you can wear daily, going to work, going to anywhere.
Wow. So these are ready to wear, because what we find with some seamstress, or rather designers for African regalia, is that it's not ready-made. You know, it's either you have to order and then it takes a process. Yours is ready.
That is true.
For sale.
That is very true. So what I've discovered is in the market, when you want to probably dress up for some event, or when you want to go to work or want to do something and you want it in African print, then you have to go and order something somewhere, wait for it for a couple of days for you to get it done for you. But on this time, we actually have a place where you can just pop in, buy your African print dress, go out, and you're ready.
Yeah, and we brought some of the fabulous dresses here, and you'll talk us through the outfits as the ladies make their way to the ramp, and the operational side of the business. You know, one could say it's inherent in you because you're African, you know the culture and the textures and what works, what doesn't work, but you also have to employ very strict business principles.
Yes.
So how do you manage that, the creative plus the profitability of the business?
The truth is, we've discovered that there's a space in the market. Usually it's quite difficult to get yourself, especially when you have to go to work, you have to probably dress up in a nice corporate suit, but we can actually dress up very nicely, very beautifully in our own African print, which is very good and dignified into going to work. So profitability.
Yeah. So you've got obviously something for everyday wear, as you were mentioning, that it could be corporate or it could be something that you can dress up, dress down. If you'll just speak us, talk us through the first dress on to my left, and what the inspiration was.
Okay, the inspiration there was for a perfect function, probably when you want to go to a very high delegate function, you can actually dress like that. You can actually also go to work with no problem at all. Then you can also actually go to church. It's very suitable for everyday kind of thing.
All right, so and the design, I mean, what was it meant to accentuate certain parts of the African figure, or are you catering for a larger market?
I do cater for a larger amount, but especially concentrating on the African ladies, because we know that we are all caviars and all beautifully caviars. So I try to make sure that I cater for all African women. Some of us who are so tiny and skinny, but some of us who are very beautiful and very cavy.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's different. Okay. Okay, so talk us through the inspiration for that beautiful. Is the skirt on its own, or do you design the top as well? Is this more about the skirt?
It's more about the skirt and the accessories. So the skirt is kind of a very nice wrap skirt. You can wear it going to the park, going to church actually. You can wear it going to lunch with your friends. You can wear it even going to work. So even the accessories, they really pop out, especially when you're dressed in your black shirt, in your black t-shirt, in your plain color. They also pop out very beautifully.
Yeah. No, our models are obviously very fabulous. You have to get the right dress on the right body because sometimes it doesn't really work very well. And Kira Petse is wearing what we will term the Wednesday dress.
That is super. Actually, that is actually a cocktail dress. So you can actually wear it going to a nice cozy function or a calm function. It's very lovely, very romantic also. Yeah. So going out to a date with your man, it will look very perfect. As you see, she's super beautiful in there.
Yeah, and is it deliberate that the cuts are fairly high? And we've noticed, you know, in recent years that the less is more and that kind of thing. Is this for you intentional?
Usually the reason why the cut is very high, it's some of them, they do have a low cut, but these ones, they specifically have a high cut because we don't want to show much. We are African women. Sometimes we like to keep our pride and all that. So especially when you're going to very important functions, when you're going to these kind of, maybe going to church or going to some meeting, going to work, you need to dress up properly.
Yeah. And for young people, or is this, am I limiting it because Kessia is now looking so beautiful in that it's got the pockets and, you know, the short sleeve. It doesn't really shout African print.
No, it doesn't really shout African print. That's the perfect thing about it. You can actually, it's kind of a summer, spring thing. You see, it's bright in color and it really is for those young, little ladies that are free and
yeah.
Yeah.
But why do you feel it's important to have a age-appropriate range, if you will? So this is particularly for younger ladies. If I were to show up there with my 2 babies and being comfortably over the age of 35, would that not be appropriate?
It will be appropriate. It will be appropriate also, but it is very lovely also in any, I think not too oldish, but the range of 20s to early 30s. Yeah. It's very perfect because the age is very important when it comes to fashion. You know, some things they really don't work out with a bit oldish ladies, and it
hey, you know,
depends.
This ageism thing, the ageism, the youth just want to take over. Eh?
This
all right.
age number thing, yeah.
If you'll just talk us through the gentleman's outfit, and of course, as he leads the way for our models to take a comfy break, talk us through that outfit.
Okay, the outfit is very comfortable, very cool. You know, most fashion, I mean, most men's clothes, they are actually shirts with collars and all that. So this is actually something that you can wear on your Sunday or on your Friday casual day at work. It's very comfortable, and also it gives you allowance to wear your denim jeans or your chinos or anything.
Let's talk about the business of fashion and the longevity thereof and access to market.
Okay, the business of fashion, what can we say there?
Yeah, so how do you get into it? How do you set up shop? Where do you source material? What was the journey like for you?
Okay, it's really not easy. It's really, really not easy, especially when you're a young designer, young entrepreneur starting your business. You really need to have that courage, and especially when it comes to sourcing your fabrics, the ideas that you have, they need to sell you, and they need to make sure that you get enough to actually keep the business going. So you need to be careful on what you really put out there, and you really need to see into it what you really present to the people. Are the people going to like what you're presenting? Or if they don't like what you're presenting, you're definitely not going to make it. Yeah. So
yeah, and I mean, there are limitations, as you were saying, and challenges, but what is your marketing mix to make sure that you top of mind, you're all over the place?
Okay, we are marketing our things on social medias. We marketing day to day. We doing our social media on Facebook, Instagram. We do have a website also that you can actually look at, that is active and live and all that.
Yeah, and for people in Gauteng or in around Joburg, you have a store as well in Greenside.
We do have a store in Greenside that you can actually pop in and buy something that is ready-made, and instead of waiting for a couple of 2 days and all that. And at the moment, we also have an event that is coming up at Greenside also on the 1st of October.
Yeah, and your prices, would you say fairly competitive?
Actually, our prices are very fairly good. They're not so bad and they're not so expensive. They're quite affordable.
Okay, we're going to leave it there, Leaflet. Really wish you all the best, and I'm certainly going to pop into the store. It's called Hlamvu. Hlamvu, Afrocentric, and we're speaking to Leaflet Ngobe. The store is in Greenside, but otherwise you can also catch them on social media.